Hello friends, I welcome you in this video tutorial of WordPress for intermediate and advanced user by Perfect Web Solutions. My name is Imran Qasim, and in today's topic we are going to discuss about the security issues and their resolution using some snippets, some codes, some precautions and some of the recommended plugins. So before I start this video tutorial, I will request you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, so please do consider and subscribe to it. And if you like my video, then please like it and share it with others so they will also know about these issues and they can solve their problems. So let's get started. So guys, I have built a small presentation for you in PowerPoint, so which I'm going to show you here, and we will go through those slides step by step, and I will explain as much as I can in the limited time of this period. I'm expecting this video tutorial could be of 30 minutes to 40 minutes, but I will try my best to complete it as soon as possible and as much as detail I can give it to you. So let's get to the slides. So the first of all, that the goal of this tutorial is to teach you the WordPress security issues and how to resolve them using different plugins or different snippets or precautions. So the topics are securing. So our first topic will be securing your WordPress. Then we will see some recommended plugins as well. So I do recommend that you should watch this video tutorial till end. So securing your WordPress. Securing from what? Of course, securing means the hacking attempts, the malware injection, the SQL injection, and securing your WordPress from unauthorized access. So the first step in securing your WordPress is that never or don't use the admin account. Here, what do I don't mean that you shouldn't create an admin account. What exactly do I mean is that if you are using the admin account, you are wrong. Either change the username in MySQL by using this statement, like update WP user, set user login is to new username where user login is admin. So use a unique username for your admin account. I don't mean here that don't use the admin account. So you may think that without using an admin account, how can I log into my dashboard panel? So here what I mean, that change the admin name. Never ever, when you're installing a fresh installation of your WordPress, never use the login name as admin. Use a unique username for your every installation of WordPress. Or you can also create a new unique account with administrator privileges that you will log in with. If you have done already that you created an admin account but you want to rename it, so what you can do is create a new unique account with administrative privileges by creating a new account in your admin dashboard, make the username very unique, then assign account to administrator role. You need to assign that new account an administrator role. Log out from the admin account, which is currently you are logged in with admin username, then log back in with the new account and delete the admin account. Here again, don't make yourself confused. Admin account means the admin username account. Don't delete all the admin accounts. It's a precaution. Otherwise, you will never get access to your admin dashboard. So always make it hard on the hacker. If they already know your username, that's the half the battle they already won. So next rule is the great permission debate. So the next security threat can be caused the permissions for your files and folder on your live server. So the question is what folder permission you should use, and the good rule of thumb is that all the files included in your installation in your public HTML or www folder should have 644 file permission. All the files. And all of the folders should set to 755, and this will be enough. No SQL or file or malware injection can be done if this precaution has been measured and the permissions are like this. You can do this setting, but sometimes somehow some hosting provides you different settings. So you can also use 775 or 777. 775 and 755 are more secure, whereas 777 is a open permission, so you shouldn't use 777 at least, but 7555 and 775 are precautions. And of course, these permission levels vary depending on the server configuration. What exactly do I mean here is that there are basically two types of servers, live server. One is shared hosting and one is dedicated hosting. In the dedicated server or AWS or a server with all the privileges you have, you can create different users, assign them different roles, and where you can do different server configuration. I'm not going here in details. The most common is that most of the websites are using shared hosting or GUI hosting, where they have a cPanel or they have FTP access. So the next step is that changing the permission, how to change the permissions. So here you can see that by right clicking file permission, you can change here. But what it is, actually this is an FTP client called FileZilla. If you don't know about FileZilla, you should learn how to use FileZilla properly. And from here you see, if you connect with your server using FileZilla, you can have file and folder on your server like this listed. You can right click on any folder and then click on file permissions. After that you will get a screen like this, change the attributes. Here you can choose owner permission, group permission, and public permission, or you can simply type the numeric values which I have shown you in the previous slide, like 755 or 775. After that you can click on recurse into subdirectory. So what does it mean? If you check this box, you have three options that you want to assign this 755 rule or permission to all files and directories, apply to files only, apply to directories only. So of course 755, as I suggested in my previous slide, that it is for folders, not for files. So you should click on apply to directories only, and then again you select a single file and then click file permission. Again, then when you give 644, then check recurse into subdirectories and then click apply to files only. It will not change the permissions of the folders. Also, if you have SSH access or PuTTY access or something like shell access, you can use execute exec this command here to change mode to 755 or 644 for your all files like this as well. So another key concept for securing your WordPress is to change the WP-config file. Move the WP-config file. What exactly does it mean? That WordPress added the ability to move the WP-config.php file one directory above your WordPress root. Suppose what it exactly means that suppose you have a public HTML folder, inside that you have a WordPress folder where you have installed all your WordPress installation, and in that you have wp-config.php file. So what you can do, you can just copy this wp-config.php file and move it to above one folder. So it is in WordPress, now it will be in public HTML folder. So one step back, you can move your file. So you can move your wp-config file to here, public html/wp-config.php. So if someone is using your /WordPress installation, they can keep trying on wp-config, but you couldn't find that you have moved your wp-config.php file. And by doing this, WordPress automatically checks the parent directory if a wp-config.php file is not found in your root directory. It means that suppose inside your root directory, which is currently and you have installed the WordPress, it will check for the wp-config.php file. If it couldn't find, it will go one step back and in your root folder, and it will try to find in your parent directory where your WordPress installation, and if it finds it, it will work normally. So this makes it nearly impossible for anyone to access your wp-config.php file, as it has no resides outside of your website root directory. What else you can do? Suppose this is an example I have given that it's in the public HTML/WordPress. But what if your installation is inside public.html, public_html? Then you have to move outside of the public HTML folder and then save your wp-config.php file. there, and believe me, no one can access any file from there other than the authorized user. So after moving the WP config file, you have the ability to move the WP content and all the folder files included inside your WP content directory. So how you can do that? Number one, move your WP content directory, make 2 addition to WP config file. So to move your WP content directory, you need to make 2 additions to your WP-CONFIG.PHP file. What are those 2 additions is? Define WP content dir. This is a constant WP underscore content dir. This should be like this. And after that, you can use global server $_ server variable with the document root parameter. And then you can put here your path where you want to move your WP content folder. Suppose you are on public underscore HTML, you can create a random name. Here you can see it's blog. You can create any random name, gibberish name, which cannot be translated in any language. Like this one is saying blog, it can be anything. And then you can move your WP content inside that and paste the path like this here. Also, you can define the content URL and then you can put HTTP domain / that gibberish folder or whatever. Right now it is blog / WP content. So it will always detect your WP content URL from this path. These 2 lines should be added inside your WP content URL to get access, but make sure these are publicly accessible. Otherwise, no one can see your website if they are not accessible by the public. So they make sure they shouldn't be outside of the public HTML folder. They must be inside public HTML folder, but in a separate folder as well, other than your root folder. So what if you have some compatibility issues with plugins? There are 2 optional settings. I mean, sometimes some plugins create issues when you are doing this content directory or content URL. So what you can do is you can do WP plugin dir and you can define these 2 things again. Here you need to define and tell the plugin that where you can find the WP plugin dir. It's a constant. Then again just put server document root and that folder WP content / plugins. So this extra bit line tells the plugins you are going to install or those who are going to conflict with your server not finding the plugin folder will find that plugins folder where exactly it is located inside WP content. Then you can define WP plugin URL and same like what have you done for your WP content, you need to do WP plugin URL. So these 4 WP content dir, WP content URL, WP plugin dir and WP plugin URL are pre-defined constants inside WordPress. So you should use them you should use them in your WP-CONFIG.PHP file for more security of your WordPress. So if hackers can't find your WP content folder, they cannot hack it. That's the point of this. So remove WordPress versions from header. If you know that your WordPress installation shows viewing source on most WP sites will reveal the version they are running. I mean, if I go to my server here, if I go to my website, if I visit my site and simply I will go view page source, here I can find the version. You see here version 4.82 is telling me that currently I'm using version 4.82 of WordPress installation. Also in its meta, you can find like this information: meta name generator, content, WordPress 4.8. You can find them of course inside this. Currently they are not visible because of the security of this installation and security plugins here, so they are not shown on this my installation. So that this is normal, but you should take care of this. Version is equal to 4.8.2. this is showing that version. Currently we have this WordPress version installed. So this help the hacker find vulnerable WP blog running older version. So they can find that if you have this version, old version, it means they can attack you and finding the security holes inside that particular version which has been updated. Suppose what does it means is, suppose you have still using 4.7 and WordPress announced for 4.8. They have write in their change log that what changes, what security issues, or some of them has been found which by the hackers. So they have updated those settings, and if someone still using 4.7, it means that site is still vulnerable by that attack. To remove, find the code below in your header.php file of your theme and remove it. So what that code looks like this. So if I go to my installation directory, dashboard, and editor, appearance, editor, header.php file, it won't be here, and you see here you can't see it right now like this, it's already removed. WordPress version, leave this first aid please generator, you won't see it here, but some themes do have this statement, so you should remove that line. Some old theme, maybe not new, but old theme may have these kinds of issue. So themes and plugin might also display version in your header. Typically they come with the option to disable. So show thesis versions. This is a thesis theme. Show thesis version in document head. So you can uncheck it and it will be removed from your head. Not from your head, from your WordPress installations head. So stay current on updates. This is the most, what you call it, this is most vulnerable, sorry, I cannot pronounce this word properly. So stay current on updates means that keep your themes and plugins and WordPress core installation up to date with the latest version. So the newly added plugin changelog tab makes it very easy to view what has changed in a new plugin version. Expect wider adoption in the coming months as this was just added a few weeks ago. So another point is that always keep an eye the changes has been done on the plugins you are using in your WordPress installation, and keep yourself up to date with those changes, and also keep your plugins themes updated with latest version. That is the point. And one more thing I will add here, that never use a plugin which hasn't been updated at least minimum of 6 months or more. I mean, no one has been updated that plugin from last 6 months or more. Never try to use that plugin in your latest installation. And the second point is, when you go is details tab, like this is a detail tab. If you go details tab, the WordPress will show you that whether it is compatible with your current installation or not. So what I mean is, don't go from here, like don't go on the plugins here. Let me show you the difference going from here and going from your installation. So suppose I have a plugins directory and I'm going to select a plugin, like suppose this Jetpack by WordPress.com. So it shows me that its version is 5.4, last update is 5 days ago. Of course, it means it tested up to 4.82. So let's see, from within your WordPress installation, go to add new. Just give it some time, maybe. Yeah. So here again, I will click on more details rather than going into install now. You should first click the more detail, and here you need to check its review and compatibility and when did they update it. So suppose I search a plugin, WordPress file monitor, right? File monitor. I search for this plugin, and here also I'm going to search this plugin on this site as well. This is also security plugin, and after searching sometime my installation search got stuck. So WordPress file monitor, and if I click tested with 4.82, so it is working. So 4.8 tested with 4.9. This is the new version of WordPress going to be launched soon. So 4.82 version 4.82, and if I go page number 37, so here it start going back. So this one you see listing press is tested with 2.8. If I click it here, sometimes this happen to my local WordPress installation, but it won't happen on the live server though. So here last updated 8 years ago. So never use this plugin as it is not compatible with your latest version of WordPress. So avoid using this plugin. Also, you can check these information from within your plugin installation after opening the PHP file, or after opening the root PHP file. You can see its version, etc., everything. So this is the issue. This is the issue here, that stay current on update and keep WordPress core plugins and theme file up to date. And next is use a secure password. What it means, that suppose I have a password, my rules, that is very bad password because it can be guessed easily. And also it is use strong password to protect your website from dictionary attacks, not just for WordPress but also FTP, MySQL, etc. So all of your live servers, including your FTP, MySQL, your HTTP, your cPanel, always use good and complicated combination password, or you can use a website like this goodpassword.com, which can create random password for you by asking some question like size of the password you need, number of passwords you need, and what you need to include 0 to 9 numbers, A to Z small letters, A to Z capital, and any special character you want to add. You can check and generate the password easily if you can't do it by yourself. So it is recommended that always generate good password. And if we talk about WordPress, if you go to all users, you can see if I am logged in as admin, I can generate a password here which is quite strong. You can see it has capital, small letters, although it has special characters as well. And these kinds of passwords are hard to remember. So if I cancel and generate every time, it will generate a new password. So use these passwords, never use your own password, right? Always use strong password for your especially admin accounts. So the next is use secret keys. What are the secret keys? In your WP-CONFIG.PHP file, you have defined some secret keys like this. Define auth key, secure auth key, logged in key, nonce key. These keys will keep you logged in on your WordPress host, and these keys keep the cookies and sessions inside any browser. So if you keep them changing, everyone's server, everyone's computer who try to access your website will always get new unique keys, so they will get logged out from your site. So you can put these kinds of keys, and how to get those keys is quite simple. You don't need to type them by yourself, just like what I did here, generating the password. Same thing you can do, that WordPress provides us an URL https API wordpress.org secret key 1.1 version. If you click here, or it will open new tab and you will see your keys here. You just copy them and replace them your existing WP-CONFIG.PHP file, like I can show you here. This is our WP-config file. I will open the sample one. You can do the default WP-config. So here it will open, and these are the keys you need to change: auth key, secure auth key, logged in key, nonce key, auth solve, secure auth solve. You can generate 2 times and you can change them. Like I will paste, sorry, I will go and copy. I think I will close it. Click here again. It will open. I will copy here, and then I will go to my and paste it here. So I think, yeah, here. So these keys will be used to secure and allow re-login to your site when someone try to, and mostly you should change those occasionally or regularly, change them every 15 or 30 days. And also you can do the same for this, and just need to change the, like, reload the page again, and it will generate different keys, and you can copy one by one these keys here from here and paste them here as well. So you can change these 4 as well. So let's move next. Change WordPress table prefix. When you install WordPress, you can see change the prefix WP to something unique. So WordPress database table prefix, you can change it. Like if you go to your WP-config, this is the default table prefix, WP underscore. While installing on some cPanel or some one-click installation, they do it automatically, they change it. That is a good thing. But if they can't, you should change this while installing the WordPress first time on any server, live server, local server, anyway. You should make it like something unpredictable, something which is not predictable, but it should start with a character, and it should not have some special character other than underscore. Keep in mind that. So next is HTACCESS lockdown. Just create an HTACCESS file in your WP admin directory, not in root directory, but in WP admin directory. Why I'm saying in? Let me show you. Add the following lines of code. What does it mean that create.htaccess file in WP admin directory? It means that only a particular IP or user can access that folder only. No one else can access, and no one can try to hack your website. Like no one can access user file in the /dev folder. Group file, you need to put auth name, access control, auth type, basic order, deny, allow, deny from all, and whitelist allow from. These will be denied everything, but whitelist allow from if your WP admin folder or HTACCESS file inside WP admin detect this IP address, it will allow everything which is not allowed for others. So copy this in your HTACCESS file and save it inside your WP admin folder. And once you cannot access, you can go to your FTP and you can change that with your current IP address. As I know that sometimes you have dynamic IP address which gets changed on every reconnection. I mean, if your connection is closed by your ISP and reconnected, that there is a possibility that that IP address is gone changed. So what you can do is you can go logged into your FTP and then change this IP address, and then you can access with your current IP address. Because I know you don't access your WP admin occasionally after creating and finalizing your website. You access it very few times, or maybe sometime you need to add any post or page or something like that. So you should lock down your WP admin folder using HTACCESS. So this was the snippets and tricks and tips for securing your WordPress. I'm sure you understand them very well. So let's see quickly some recommended security plugins. I'm not going too much detail for those plugins. You can read them on their own website. So let's get started for recommended security plugins. The first one is, which I like most, is WordPress security, WordFence security. This is the most downloaded WordPress security plugins if you see its first line, and that is true because 2+ million users have been actively installed it, and it requires minimum version 3.9. It means that any WordPress installation which have version less than 3.9 cannot install this plugin anymore, and it is tested up to 4.8.2, and you can find its URL https:/wordpress.org/plugin/WordFence, and you can download it and you can use it. It is very good security plugin for your website. And there is another one which is Exploit Scanner, and it is by the company which created many other useful and usable plugins by Automatic. So this plugin, and today's date is 8 October of 2017. So it have the version 5.52, which is updated 4 months ago, and it have active install 15,000 plus, require WordPress minimum version 3.3, and tested up to 4.76. It hasn't been tested yet for 4.8.2, but as you can see, it is developed by the Automatic company, or Automatic is author is Automatic. So I'm sure this plugin is a bit advanced and secured, and it is compatible with your current version, which is 4.82 or even 4.9. So this author or this user is very authentic user, and it always build secured plugins and which cannot be hacked easily. I'm not saying they cannot be hacked, but they cannot be hacked easily, and these are free plugins, so hackers can download them and read them and find the vulnerability and find the security holes. Yes, I must say, find the security holes inside this plugin and can attack your website as well. So keep yourself updated and keep your plugins and themes as well updated. So last, I must say, is ITHEME security. It is also a very good plugins, and it's required minimum 4.6 version and tested up to 4.82. So it says that ITHEME security is the #1 WordPress security plugin. What they says, and what people say, it has been installed 800,000 plus time, and last updated 2 weeks ago. So I mean, today, whatever is the date, is 2017, October 2017, and it have 6.6.1 version. And when you are watching this video after 2 months, 3 months, or 4 months, or maybe a year, you will see this 6.61, but you have to go to your wordpress.org/plugin/beta WP security to check this updated version and check with your compatible, which is currently you have installed on your theme. So these are the security snippets for WordPress security, and some of the recommended plugin which I have recommended here you can use to secure one of them. You must use one of them, not all of them. You don't need to use 3 of them, but Exploit Scanner you can use with other 2. But from WordFence and ITHEME security, you should use either one. You can see their options and decide which one you use. It's up to you. So here we will discuss WordPress security in a nutshell. #1, always follow password hygiene, that use secured and hashed password. Don't use plain passwords. Use CAPTCHA to stall robot users. Use Google CAPTCHA, reCAPTCHA on your login screen, on your registration screen, or if you have any post from where user can submit something from front end, make sure you have added a CAPTCHA on it so that no one malicious file can be uploaded through that form. And convert your HTTP sites as soon as possible. Convert them to HTTPS, more secure layer, and always use SFTP and SSH accounts to access your WordPress cPanel or dashboard from your FTP clients. Always use SFTP and SSH. Never submit password in plain text on any network connection. When you are going to share your password, don't do it on any network connection, like from Skype, from WhatsApp, or from any other communication software, Facebook, Messenger, etc. Never submit password in plain text. It's better to attach them as an email to your users so they can know that. Remove unnecessary software plugins themes to reduce attack surface. If on your WordPress installation you have too many themes and plugins, and many of them are not activated, and because they are not activated, you are not going to update them. So it is better you should remove them as soon as possible. So keeping them unactivated as well, it doesn't mean you are protected. So it will not reduce the attack surface. You should take care of those plugins. Either keep them up to date, and if there is no update from more than 6 months or more, I recommend try an alternative for that plugin and remove that plugin as soon as possible, so that you will stay safe on your surface and attacker cannot attack on your website. Keep WordPress plugin and all other software to update it to have all known vulnerabilities or security holes fixes installed. So keep WordPress plugin and all other software to update it. Install software and update only from trusted sources. Yeah, that is another point. That always install a software from a trusted source. Don't do those null plugins or null theme on a live server. There is 99.9% chances that they are infected with some malicious code inside, which can be hacked your site and which will give you or your client a hard time to recover. So be careful, and I don't and never recommend you to install any null theme or null plugin on a live server. Also, have a good backup system in place, means keep your WP content database or your installation as a backup as soon as possible. As soon as you make some major changes, keep the backup and keep it on some other secured place, like maybe on your own computer or maybe on any live drive. You can save them. So that is a good security measure, that if your site is infected or hacked, you can easily cover it by using your backup. So choose a good service provider and trust them to take care of the rest. Choose a good service provider here means the hosting. The hosting you are going to use is a vital in your security. A very low secured WordPress hosting company can also be a problem, even if you have updated your plugins or themes. So always use some good online, and after researching something, then use those cPanels or use those hosting companies which have good reputation on internet. Never go for unknown providers, and stay safe and keep your website safe as well. So some of the WordPress security resources by WordPress are here. You can see the links. You can click them and you can type them in your browser, and you can click on. I will try to attach this slideshow in this video so you can download it and you can keep it with you, even if you don't want to watch my video again, but you can see that slideshows by yourself and keep your files up to date. And these links are very useful because they are from the WordPress.org, and they have told you how to secure your WordPress, how to changing the file permission, how to edit WP-CONFIG.PHP file, and HTACCESS for subdirectories. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video tutorial and being with me till end. I am really grateful to you, and if you are come here and up to this slide of thank you, it means you have liked my video. So please don't forget to press the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing it, as I'm going to upload more videos on web designing and web development. And say goodbye to you, and thank you very much for once again for watching this video tutorial till end. Take care. Bye.